folks. Welcome back to another edition of Tape Don't Lie. I'm joined by Stadium College Football analyst Chris Martin. C-Mart, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Felder? I'm good, man. Shout out to my folks down here in the 813 letting me do the house.
Listen, letting you use the house, letting you use the C-Mart shrine behind you.
Yeah, you know, they were big fans in 95 and seeing the turnaround, so they gave me a little bit of love on this wall.
I love it. Listen, we're big fans of defense, so we're going to talk about Jeff Collins and this Georgia Tech football team as a whole, but when it comes to two defensive backs, we got to start on the defensive side of the ball. So let's check out what they're able to do, because I love this about them. This is at Clemson, right? Game they almost pulled out but couldn't quite get the job done. And the big thing that I want folks to see here, I want you to recognize this. This is your line. This is where your offensive line is lined up. Now watch how this play progresses, because look where they end up. And I love the fact that we get that little tight shot of them here. These guys, look at this. C-Mart, what do you think when you're seeing all these feet in the end zone, and specifically when you get a tight end who ends up in the S?
He's getting rocked back, and this is a result of playing with low pad level and playing with leverage, because they're getting underneath the pad of the left tackle, and the tight end's just getting blown up here. Good surge, good push, and look at the leverage, the strike point at the point of attack to rock him back, and there's nowhere to go here. And also, Michael, I would point out, look at the number of jerseys. This is a swarming Georgia Tech defense here. They see ball, they're going after ball. That's exactly what you want from an attacking D.
You see all those hats right there. I mean, this is a lot of guys getting to the football, a lot of opportunity for them to go make plays, and I love that about them. So let's move forward, because this is something about this defense that's been really, really fun to watch. I love when you see them here, and this is something I don't think a lot of folks think about when they watch football, but right now, what I see if I'm the quarterback, what I see when I'm looking at this on tape, I see 6 guys that can potentially be a problem for that offensive line. 6 potential rushers, 6 potential blitzers, 6 guys that can cause problems. So let's see what happens with them.
Well, it's great because what you have is an athletic linebacker. You talk about shooting the gap. Dominic does an excellent job of anticipating the snap count. This is beautifully timed up, and so he's able to find a gap. He gets there so fast, the running back doesn't even have the ball yet, and he beats the pulling tackle. It's not even close. And so sometimes when you're blitzing, it's about feel, it's about timing. He times this up perfectly. This is a heck of a play for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, heck of a play. Love the way that they're able to time it up. Love the way they're able to shoot the gap, make a play. Here, this is another one, right? Sam Howell, he is not a young quarterback. It feels like we've been talking about him as a young quarterback, but guess what? Year 3, you're not young anymore in year 3 as a starter. So look at all these monsters up here. And this is something I think Jeff Collins does really, really well. Disguise, disguise, disguise. 2 down linemen, 4 guys orbiting, standing up. Who's coming? I don't know. What's that look like to Sam Howell? We've got to figure out what we're going to do. Now what do we get? Boom. Only 4 guys rush. C-Mart, when you see that happen, you see those guys bail. What goes through that quarterback's mind? Because he was automatically starting to try to think hot.
Yeah, exactly right. It messes up his count, and you're playing with his eyes. So all of a sudden they bail out, but you can get pressure still with your front 4. And so he has to see that pocket shrinking quickly. You see the leakage coming up off the top of your screen there. And so Sam Howell, all of a sudden, he's got pressure in his face. He wants to get the ball out quick, but he knows he has to hold it, and this is the net result. This is a great disguise by Georgia Tech's defense, and this is the defensive line coming of age, because what a luxury it is when you can get pressure with just your front 4, and you don't have to bring blitz packages to dial up and put some heat on Howell.
Yeah, so we had the 2 defensive linemen here. We had these guys both mugged up, and this is after the snap of the ball. But I want people to notice this. So what we saw on that tight shot of the game angle, what we saw were all those bodies at the line. But now we get bodies bailing. And as you see Sam Howell right here, watch the way. Look. This is a quarterback that wants to throw the ball right now because pre-snap he has determined that I have to get the ball out hot because they're going to bring pressure. Okay, now when those guys bail, they're in your passing lanes. You can't get the ball out hot, what happens is you end up getting sacked. I love this one too. This is just guys being dudes, right? Like that's the thing that Steve Adazio used to say. Jeff Collins is in that same vein. He wants guys to go out and win. You win your one-on-one matchups right here off the side, right here off the side. Take me through it, C-Mart.
But what I love, Michael, is they're both freshmen. That's Kennard up top, 31, Ivy, 15, and they're rushing to the level of the quarterback. And once they get there, they're trying to get the ball out. And that shows you a defense that's trying to get the ball back, give extra possessions to their offense.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want your defense to turn in the offense. You want your defense to give the ball back to the offense. And speaking of offense, I want to start with this play from Jordan Yates, because this is something that this is an element that they really did lack a season ago. And I love this part of it. So what you see is a guy, he's already made his mind up. That ball's coming out. His top hand's off the ball. That ball's coming out. We've got a guy still hasn't turned around, even though the ball's about to come out. They know where the ball's going to be. He knows. And the thing I love about Jordan Yates, and I will say, yes, I played with his uncle TJ Yates. I know I've been following Jordan for a while, but I love this. This is one of those up and down throws. He gets it up over that curl defender. He gets it down before this guy can have an opportunity to converge on the football.
Yeah, that's Kyler Murray-like, right? A little teardrop there. But the great thing Yates does is he sees the rotation. You're going to see the safety fly to the middle of the field. Now you're in a deep thirds coverage, so he knows that he has a zone beater available to him. Safety gets to the middle of the field. There's the hole in the defense. Excellent job of putting the ball on his receiver, allowing him to make a play. That's a great job of processing the information.
Yeah, and then they want to run the football. Georgia Tech pre-Collins ran the football really well. With Collins, they're doing it a little bit different way. But I love this. Yates is in the game early for them against UNC. What do we have? We've got an opportunity to create runs. This is Gibbs. He runs really hard, C-Mart. He's a real treat to watch.
And I'll tell you what else he is. He has an extra gear. I mean, this is one of the top 5 or 10 backs in the country. He's an explosive, twitchy guy that they know they like to get in space because he can make a lot of people miss.
Well, you talk about making people miss. This is Jeff Sims, one of the biggest kind of gets for Jeff Collins when it came to that recruiting class early. And I love this because Sims is so good with his legs. You talk about having an extra gear. You're at the 50 and you can house it. You better have an extra gear to do that. So walk us through this one.
Well, this is a good read by Sims. He's reading the defensive end there, number 7. You see him crash down hard on the dive play, and so he knows he's got to pull this ball. And when he does, he has a seam to run through. And because he's so athletic and fast and has that great linear speed, I'm not sure anybody even got a hand on him. And this is when this kid sort of reminds you of Vince Young back in the day, an explosive guy. You get out in space. It puts your defense in a compromised position.
So I'm going to wrap up real quick here, C-Mart. This is where we get to see Sims shine as well, his ability to put the ball where they need it. This is something that's interesting. As they balance Yates and Sims and what they're going to do, Jordan Yates is a better passer right now in terms of precision, knowing where guys come over. But as Jeffrey Sims continues to evolve, he could be the quarterback for this football team. Tell me what you think the ceiling is in 2021 for Georgia Tech.
Well, they're going to be right in the hunt here in the ACC for sure. I mean, you look at this team, they're well balanced. They've got the quarterbacks to get them there. And I think they're developing the belief. And Jeff Collins is a fiery guy. And as you can see by that film, he has a fiery team.